Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We have all sat in silence for a good amount of time, meditated, and thought about the 2025 predictions of what's going to happen this year coming up. Myself, Kenzie, and Case have all done that. And we've all come to some conclusions of what we think is going to happen in 2025, some predictions. So we will keep track of it all the way to the end of 2025 to see if any of ours comes true or all of them. And Case, why don't we start with you? Your predictions of 2025 coming up. Go ahead.
I feel pretty good about this pop culture predictions of 2025. If anybody knows the pop culture landscape, it is myself. My first prediction.
Hold on.
I was just going to leave it. I don't think we need to start off on a negative note. I'm like, okay, Casey. What do you got?
All right, go ahead.
All right, prediction number one. We're all familiar with the actor Leonardo DiCaprio, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Love him.
He is known for dating younger but legal age women, correct?
That's what he's known for, besides being a pretty good actor.
Love the legal part.
Love the legal part.
Love that.
But he normally has a habit of dating women until they're 25 and then breaking up with them.
Is that a habit or a preference?
With him, it's a habit. Some people, it's a preference. He has made a habit of it.
I mean, eating fish food, Ben & Jerry's ice cream to get fat is my habit.
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio's habit is breaking up with women once they turn 26.
I've thought about, when I turned 26,
Yeah.
I actually thought about the fact that, like, I'm too old to date Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm in my 20s, and it bummed me out.
Yep, sounds
Because
like
I was
somebody
a
with a
kid when Titanic came out. How dare he? I took it personally.
You had a window.
I didn't bump into him. I tried. God almighty.
Yeah. All right, so what's going to happen with Leo?
So right now his girlfriend is 26, and I think they will break up. But I think Leo is about to play the greatest role of all time. I think in 2025, he is going to date an older woman for the first time, a Sofia Vergara type, a woman who's been divorced, a woman that's over the age of 50. I think Leo is going cougar in 2025.
I would love to see him with Sofia Vergara.
Wouldn't that be
I
fun?
would love it.
She's single now.
I know.
And if Leo can get to her before Brian, Leo's got a chance.
Yeah, because there's not 8,000 other dudes with way more money and good looks to going after her right now.
Hey, after you're done with this weight loss competition.
Thank you for the confidence.
Exactly.
anything's
Okay, so
possible.
Leo will marry Sofia Vergara.
Not marry Sofia
No,
Vergara.
he's not getting married.
He's gonna date an older woman.
Okay, just that's it? Wow.
That's a big deal
That's
for
a big
him.
deal.
It is a big leap.
Prediction number two. We're all familiar with the country artist Jelly Roll. We can't get rid of him, actually. He's everywhere all the time. I don't know why he's become the most famous person on earth. Everybody that's famous now is either a frat bro or a hillbilly. Jelly Roll, of course, falls into the hillbilly demographic.
Hey, I like him.
And as I was sitting and meditating, I was very present when I was predicting these 2025 predictions. I was thinking about how can we get rid of Jelly Roll? What is his downfall going to be? And I've come to the opposite conclusion. Not only is he not going anywhere, I think we're stuck with him, unfortunately. I think Jelly Roll is going to be cast in an award-winning movie. I think if there's a new Scorsese flick, if Tarantino decides to write his final film, whatever it may be, Jelly Roll is going to be in it. And I think before you know it, we're going to be referring to Jelly Roll as an Oscar award-winning actor. I think that happens in 2025.
That seems like so far, I know we've only done two, the most possible prediction to happen correctly. I think
He's
that,
going to get an EGOT?
Jelly Roll by 2035 will be an EGOT winner. That's my new prediction.
wait, that means he's got to sing in a musical too?
Jesus.
Or
Yeah.
be in a play?
Yeah, so, no, an EGOT is an, let me do
Emmy?
an order. Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony. Tony is like a theater thing. Yeah.
Jelly Roll in the theater.
But you put him in Oklahoma, where they love him, he's going to crush it.
They also love him in Lombard, right down the street. They love him everywhere.
Well, he can sing, so he could totally be on Broadway. That's the thing.
Yeah, can he
That's
act?
the rub.
Can he act,
I'm
though?
sure he can act. I've heard him.
I could see him in the Book of Mormon. He'd be
No,
hilarious.
I've heard his monologue before about his life. I'm sure he can act.
I could see him in
Relax.
I could see him in Jersey Boys.
Third prediction. This relates to the three people in this room. Brian, what was your Christmas present that Kenzie got you this year?
It's one of the best gifts I ever got because I've wanted to become a Crocs guy, and I never tried them on. I made fun of them like a lot of people do. Like people make fun of Nickelback, but don't really listen and enjoy and how brilliant they are. Same with Crocs. I've put them on, by the way, and they are amazing. The
Yeah.
Crocs you got me
You
for
like
Christmas.
Your little gibbets?
Gibbets.
Gibbets?
You've got Q101 gibbets on those things.
Yeah, she did incredible. It's perfect.
She did incredible. It's a great gift. It's like you're wearing limousines on each of your feet. They're so big and bold.
Yep.
I do think in 2025, Brian will suffer a debilitating ankle injury caused by these Crocs.
Ooh.
It's not the Crocs' fault, but I think this show's going to have some extended vacation time because Brian goes down with an ankle injury that is 100% Crocs
What, put a
related.
bomb in them so we can have vacation time?
Kenzie loves vacation time.
Hell yeah.
All right, there's Case's predictions for 2025. When we come back here, Kenzie's going to have her predictions for 2025.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and we're giving out our predictions for 2025. Case has just given his, and one of them involved Jelly Roll having an Oscar-winning role, and Case just wants Jelly Roll to go away. And boy, Jake from Berwyn just sent a text in, and we love reading our texts. We love you to communicate with us. It's so easy to do it.
How can you do that?
Just 312-591-8300, the same number you call. You can text on that number. But Jake's text is so profanity-filled, I can't even edit it. About you not liking Jelly Roll because he loves Jelly Roll.
Oh, I'll live. It's okay. Sorry, all the people in Berwyn out there that love Jelly Roll, but I think I'll be okay.
Well, I know Jake in Berwyn likes him. I'm not sure. I don't want to, pigeonhole Berwyn all the way through if they all love Jelly Roll. But they might. He's popular.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kevin's text is, I'm like, absolutely. He said Jelly Roll on Fast and Furious 16, and I want to see it. He'd be great in Fast and Furious, actually, now that you mention it.
He hooks up Nas to his pickup truck.
Hell yeah.
Would he be a villain, I wonder? Would he actually be a friend?
Or live action Cars, and he's Mater.
Wow.
That, you kind of open up my mind with that.
Hello.
I think Jelly Roll needs new management. This is some good ideas we're brainstorming here.
Kenzie.
All right, Kenzie, your predictions after meditating on 2025. What's going to be happening? 3 things that are going to come up this year.
The first prediction is important to say first, because if this blows up while I'm talking about it, it would be like the end of the world.
Okay.
So my first prediction is Ozempic backfires, very similar to the movie I Am Legend.
Oh, my God. That's
yes.
brilliant.
I mean, think about it. Everyone's on it. All these people think it's amazing. They're talking about it. There's interviews on it. All of Hollywood would fall first. It would just ripple effect. Yes.
I have not seen the movie I Am Legend.
That's what he's watching this week.
I think you might already have one or no.
Well, I can watch I Am
I
Legend
Am
this
Legend's
week.
perfect. Because he's got to watch it before this happens so he knows.
In case it happens, if it happens before Friday, you won't understand what's going on.
You're not going to make it. I'll tell you that much. You got to be ready. I think it's going to have that. Or at a bare minimum, it backfires, and for some reason it has like the opposite effect. Everyone just like blows up like a puffer fish after like a certain amounts in your body.
Well, I don't think I'll ruin I Am Legend for anybody at this point. It's a 15-year-old movie, right?
Well, we were rooting for Case. Who hasn't watched it? He's going to watch it this week. We just said that.
Give me a spoiler-free synopsis.
I got to give you, it's a premise. The premise of the movie is that a cure for cancer happens.
Okay, that's good.
And,
Yeah,
and
awesome, right?
Sounds great, like
Yeah.
Ozempic.
Sounds,
People are like, this is awesome.
sounds legendary.
And what happens is it eventually turns everybody on Earth into vampires.
Well, that's troubling.
But like, not vampires like Edward. It's very different vibes.
Oh, not like Twilight?
Yeah, no one's like glowing in the
Oh,
sun.
because I like Twilight.
Me too.
Like Walking Dead zombie type
Kind of.
vampires.
Yeesh.
And they're really fast.
Yeah.
Oh.
They get faster. I don't know. Probably because the cancer's out of their body. So they got very athletic.
Yeah, so it worked.
Pros and cons if you take the drug. Imagine that commercial for that drug.
Side,
They end up eating people.
side effects include diarrhea, bloating, and killing people.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Can't have it all.
It can't work forever. Ozempic was too much of a miracle drug. It can't
That's
work.
what I'm saying.
Wow, I thought his which one I think was going to come true, the Leo one more for you?
Yeah, well, the Jelly Roll.
The Jelly Roll one. Now I'm thinking Kenzie's with the Ozempic, everybody turning into vampires. That's
I think
going to
it's an
happen.
important movie for people to watch so you know how to survive when it happens too. So this is really big for Case.
Okay, good prediction, Kenzie.
Okay, and you have to watch the Will Smith one. I don't want to watch one of the really old ones. It is a remake.
There's several versions of that movie out.
Will
yeah.
Smith it. Very good. He's just shirt off a lot. He does a great job. Okay.
And- yeah, go ahead.
Number 2. A very popular series called Surviving Diddy is going to drop, and the list of survivors and celeb name completely crashes the internet in all of Hollywood. I'm sure people remember Surviving R. Kelly and the fact that he does not know how to hog tie people.
I don't know how to hog tie people.
I say it at least once a day. And I bet Diddy does. And I'm very interested in that Gayle King interview. I cannot wait. I will sit back. Hollywood will fall because of surviving Diddy.
I don't know how to hog tie people.
I don't know. I want to know if Diddy knows.
I think Diddy does.
I think Diddy does hog tie
Hog tie people.
So that's number 2.
Okay.
My third prediction, and maybe the most likely to happen, Brian and Case both forget my birthday again.
Oh, wow. You know what? Forget all the other ones I said were probably going to happen.
Yeah.
That's
Hit the rap horn. That's a lot.
Can't wait for July. It's going to be awesome.
Exactly.
All right, there's Kenzie's predictions for 2025. I'll have mine. Write these down. Keep check on the podcast. Very easy to do that. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And after we've sat in long meditation, Brian, Kenzie, and Case, we've come up with predictions for 2025. Case has given his, Kenzie's given hers, and I'm about to do mine. They're all on the podcast. If you missed those earlier, go back afterward. The Brian and Kenzie podcast, anywhere you get your podcasts, of course, and the Q101 app, which is newly redesigned and slick and easy to find it. So you can do that there later to keep track all year long of our predictions. So let's get right to it. We're each doing 3. I'm the space nerd on the show. I love the sky. I've talked about every asteroid that's coming toward Earth and just always misses. So for 2025, I predict that actually one of those asteroids is going to get through, head right to Soldier Field, and knock it into the lake. Finally, the Bears have what they want. No stadium to play football in.
Wow.
But Pritzker still won't allow any state funds to build a new stadium, so the Bears will play in a new stadium in Dalton with, quote, city funds called the Tiffany Henyard Memorial Stadium. That's where the Bears will be playing in 2025.
I like that.
I think that's a very good
Will there be
possibility.
parking? That's the only part I care about.
Plenty of parking in Dalton.
That's very good.
But the problem is with Tiffany Henyard running it, it'll cost $832 to park at the stadium.
All of that goes to charity.
All of it. Her charities.
Yes.
Her charities.
Prediction number 2 for 2025. The Rock will appear on this show because I started using his face lotion.
Oh, my God.
And only because of that.
That's right. And we'll try to ask him questions about the Fast and the Furious and his whole wrestling career, but he will only talk about the face lotion when on the show.
But that's what you're most interested in, is only the face lotion.
It's called Papa Tui. It's a whole brand of products. It's the
Like
best.
Papa Doomy. He's gorgeous.
I was going to add on that Kenzie will leave with The Rock and we'll never see her again once he's in the studio.
I'm all for him coming here and talking about his face lotion. He can do whatever he wants on this show. We can talk about it for 4 hours. I get it.
A whole line of products. Eye products, Papa Tui at Target.
Let's do an hour for each product. Bring them on.
And then Kenzie gets carried off out of the studio with The Rock.
That's a guy that could pick you up. We tried yesterday the videos on Facebook, Q101's Facebook page. I could not pick up Kenzie. The Rock could do that pretty easily. He could pick you up with a pinky.
Can we bring him in so he can pick me up?
Well, because of the face lotion tie-in, yes, he's going to be in here. Also, I want to preface to what Kay said there. You made it sound like Kenzie was unpick-upable.
Oh,
the way you said that.
She's a dainty little feather. I just suffer from a disease known as LBA, otherwise known as little bitch arms.
Facts.
Can The Rock come in here so I can feel better about myself?
We're working on it. Finally, prediction for 2025. So, Riot Fest, obviously, we're partners and we're family with Riot Fest. Tickets are available, of course, for Riot Fest 2025, but there's no band's been announced. I predict that a band that came back last year and everybody that hated on, let's say, like we talked about Crocs and Nickelback, and they always hated on Creed. People were embarrassed to say they like Creed. It will be announced that Creed will be headlining Riot Fest.
Headlining?
Headlining Riot Fest.
All of the nights.
All 4 nights, it's Creed. Or 3 nights. It's all there for you. And this will be the last song they play. Scott Stapp will levitate above Douglas Park. Mm-hmm. And all of us will go to heaven with him.
All of us.
All of us. The whole Douglas Park will be raised. The most difficult place to park in Chicago to go see Riot Fest. We'll all be raised. And finally, Kenzie, you'll be able to get to Riot Fest easily because it'll be in heaven and you'll be there. We'll all be there together in heaven.
I wish it would be easier to get to heaven. I wish it was there.
You can't defeat her. She's too powerful.
Flash with Kenzie.
Let the battle begin.
Q101.
Here we go. Free concert tickets for you if you beat Kenzie in trivia. And if you don't, we still give them out afterwards. So everybody listening still has a chance. Peach Pit, Beerston Maroney at Northerly, Iowa, Thursday, May 29. Tickets on sale now from our great partners and friends. Another year with Live Nation doing incredible free experiences for you through this show. So thank you. And, of course, from Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So we have Kirsten. Is it Kristen? Kristen. Oh. I looked at it and I thought I said Kirsten because with Kirsten's, if you say...
They're spelled the same.
No, because Kirsten is K-I-R, but this is a little small. We have a small font on our phone screener.
You don't have your cheaters on.
My Walgreens cheaters. But if you call a Kirsten Kristen, it's a whole thing.
Oh, it's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But thank God
it's a whole thing.
So it is Kristen, right?
Yes.
Thank God. Thank God. Tell us something about yourself, Kristen.
Well, I am a mother to 4 awesome sons. I'm also a property manager and an artist, and I'm looking to win these tickets today for my husband. He's been a big fan of Peach Pit for a long time.
Oh
my God, is there anything you don't do? Good
yeah,
Lord.
Right. Yeah.
I know, I get it.
Yeah, she's like,
Kids, husband, a lot of stuff. I understand.
You said an
It's all there, yeah.
You said an artist. Are you a painter or a musician?
Yes. I paint. I dabbled in music for my entire life, but now my kids and husband, they kind of do the music thing. I'm a painter.
Oh,
wow. You do it. See, again, she does everything.
Yeah, it's kind of a flex. She's like, well, I've dabbled in music, but I focus on painting right now.
It's unbelievable.
Gave up being a classical pianist to have 4 kids and give up all for them. That's really nice. That's very generous. All right, here we go, Kristen. First one to 5 wins. Listen carefully. If Kenzie gets one wrong, you can steal a point. She can do the same with you. Call heads or tails right now.
Tails.
It's tails. All right, Kristen, here we go. Question number 1. What is the name of the instrument used for listening to the heart?
A Doppler.
A Doppler? That's not right. Kenzie, what is it?
A stethoscope?
That's what it is, a stethoscope. That's what we're looking for.
I don't know what she said.
I was thinking the heart of a baby.
Oh, well, that's tough.
So you do listen to a heart with a Doppler.
God, she knows health, too? Good Lord.
I thought that was a word from Dr. Seuss, so I don't know. Maybe she also gets a point. I don't know.
I thought weather radar. Doppler weather radar.
I'm sorry, what's it? A stadobler? What was the word?
A fetal Doppler. You put it on your belly when you listen to your baby's heartbeat.
Wow, she has said so much. I'm giving her a point. Anyway, both of you guys get a point on that one. Let's do it that way.
Oh, boy.
All right, here we go.
Buckle up, Kenzie.
Well, now she's just going to give me a factor when I get a question right. I'm nervous.
I'm afraid to ask any more questions.
I know, you idiot.
So it goes to Kenzie now, right?
Kenzie's question's 1-1.
Thank God, I'm safe with Kenzie. Kenzie,
That's nice.
Kenzie, what letter in the alphabet is the only one with more than one syllable? 3.
W?
W's right. Just got it. Just in time over the buzzer.
alphabet.
She was just going A, B, C, D.
I was like, Z. I was clapping. D.
All right, 2-1 back to Kristen.
Kristen, what
She's
were...
like, actually, in the Greek alphabet.
Yeah, it's T.
Good Lord.
Not that smart.
Kristen, what religious group settled in Utah in 1847?
The Mormons, Latter-day Saints.
Well, I just needed the Mormons. That's all I needed. I didn't know that was actually part of their name there.
She slam dunked it. It was
God.
impressive. All right, 2-2 back to Kenzie.
I don't want to play anymore.
Well, you want to keep playing because I got a war question for you, Kenzie.
Oh, crap.
Kenzie, what was the code name for the Allied invasion of Normandy, France on June 6th, 1944? It was a code name for that invasion.
A code name for the invasion?
Yes.
No, like, we're here.
We're here is not the
They
code.
invaded. What would they have called that? Like slang for like, get them. You know what I mean?
Get 'em is not right. Thanks for trying. Kristen?
Can you repeat that again?
So what was the code name for the Allied invasion of Normandy on June 6th, 1944?
I'm just going to guess and say D-Day.
D-Day is right. Back to Kristen.
That's right, 3-2. She's ahead.
Kristen, in what decade did the first person travel into space and orbit the Earth?
And orbit the Earth, not...
So focus on orbit the Earth.
Orbit the Earth.
What decade?
I'm just gonna go with the 60s.
The 60s is right. Good guess. And let's see, back to Kenzie.
That's right, 4-2. Kenzie needs a point right here.
Oh, God, just kill me. I don't want to play this game at all. It's not a fun day. Kill me.
I mean, we're not going to do that. So, Kenzie, what is also known as Japanese horseradish?
Oh, wasabi.
Wasabi is right, so there you go. That's great. It's 4-3. Now, Kristen can win with the next win.
Next question.
With the
Next question.
Obviously, with the next win, you can win.
Kristen, what type of kick does Daniel excel at in the 1984 film The Karate Kid? What type of kick?
Oh, that one's going to stump me. I don't know.
3, 2.
A high kick?
A high kick. Well, I mean, it's not completely wrong, but it's not the name of it. Kenzie?
Crane.
Crane kick. I knew she'd know that one. There you go. So it's 4-4. Now, next
In
one.
the face.
Which we wanted a whole dialogue in the review that Case did for Karate Kid about how that wasn't a legal kick.
Yeah, you can't kick people in the face unless it's a crane kick, which doesn't make any sense to me, but I digress. It is 4-4, and it is back to Kenzie. She can win with the correct answer.
Wow. Kenzie,
Yeah.
what do you eat? What do you eat when you accept that you are wrong about something?
Crow?
Crow is right. What a comeback for Kenzie.
Oh, my God. That was so stressful.
You know what? What do you want to do, Kenzie, here?
I want to give her the tickets because she's doing it for her husband, and that's probably going to give her a night off if he's out of the house with somebody else. She deserves it.
All right, you know what, Krista? We're going to give you the tickets anyway. We don't do that very often, but we done
That
with
would be really amazing. You guys are awesome.
4 kids, artist, musician, gave up everything for your life to your family.
And honestly, we were probably wrong in there for some reason. She probably actually won scientifically, so just give her the ticket.
All right, hang on, girl. You got the tickets, and enjoy your night out with your husband seeing Peach Pit at the Northerly Island Thursday, May
Awesome.
29th.
Thank you. Thanks, Kenzie.
I got you,
Thanks,
girl.
Brian. Thanks, Case.
Thanks for including all of us.
No, mainly me.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and head the headlines where you decide the content of the show right now. We've given you 2 of the funniest headlines of the week, and based on the headline alone, you decide what story we break down and riff on. You have to choose wisely because we'll never talk about the other story again, ever. It's gone from the ether. You can't even find it on the internet.
Why don't? Okay, they could probably go Google it.
Nope.
No,
It's gone forever. So, headline number 1 was, trigger warning, Texas cheerleader 17 is charged with animal cruelty for poisoning her rival's show goat. Very upsetting. Very upsetting. That was headline number 1.
Villain origin story for the person's goat, right? Good Lord.
And headline number 2, a guy in Cleveland is tired of cars running into his house all the time. I don't know if it's a surprise or not, but boy, headline number 2 won by a landslide.
Oh, it's awesome.
Everybody wants to hear more about that.
I want to know what happened.
Well, I kind of want to know about the Texas cheerleader and that rival. I don't know what a show goat is. I didn't know there was a competition with goats.
I'm imagining a mascot for like a high school is what I
Oh,
imagine.
I think it's like 4-H. I think they trot the goat out there and have it do tricks.
Huh.
Like jump through a ring of fire.
Yeah, we'll never know.
Okay, we won't know.
We
I
won't.
was going to say that.
Because the winner is a guy in Cleveland is tired of cars running into his house all the time. And I want to give you something to look forward to at the end of the story. I'm just going to give you a phrase. Chicken bleep mother froggers.
Oh,
Just remember where that's going to come into play in this story near the end.
okay.
So let's get right to it. Man in Cleveland is tired of cars running into his house all the time. So John Gale lives in Cleveland Heights. I believe that's where the Kelsey brothers are from, right on Fairmount Boulevard. It's a nice spot, but there's a problem. John's house sits right in front of a T-junction between Fairmount and South Taylor Roads. So it's kind of a T situation going on there, and he lives at the outside of that T or north of the T.
Okay.
So he says 3 cars have crashed into his house recently, meaning in the last year, 3 cars have crashed into his house.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
3?
3.
God, it's like every once in a while, it's like the Bears Christmas episode.
I mean, I wonder if there's anybody out there that even knows one person that a car has crashed into their house once. I'm sure there's some out there.
Listen, once is fine. 3, come on.
Once is fine.
You have to think about that of a car going into the side of your house. It's traumatic, it's catastrophic, it's expensive. Now triple that.
God, like you just clean up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like the Kool-Aid man running through the courthouse and Family Guy
really
right
is.
after they just did it.
You just buy the new couch, and you sit there and you're like, boy, I'm glad this happened because we got to upgrade the new couch. And all of a sudden, bam, another car comes
I
through.
have to be honest, is that car insurance or home insurance?
Well, we're going to get to some part of the insurance. This guy's having some
okay.
problems here. So he moved there in 1996, so he's lived there almost 30 years. And he said, the first crash actually took out my pickup truck that was parked in the driveway. I'm not laughing at that. I mean, I am, but I don't want to. I'm a bad person. Sorry.
I know.
And then the second one was a police chase where the fleeing car went right into his kitchen.
He's like, no one will look for me in the house. Perfect hiding spot.
They were asleep 15 feet away from the kitchen when the car went into the kitchen.
Gosh.
Yeah. He said, I stuck my head out the broken front window and said, please don't shoot me. I'm the homeowner.
Oh, my God.
Because the cops had the guns drawn of the chase
My God.
into his poor kitchen.
He's in his little nightcap.
Yeah.
Like a Scrooge. Like, leave me alone.
The final one is interesting because the third car that crashed into his house destroyed his garage, which at least it was targeted right. The car goes in the garage.
Was it Gravedigger?
Smashing his garage, a monster truck. He called that a near miss because it technically didn't hit the house but the garage, but still.
That's a bummer.
When a strange car comes in your garage, that's not good. That's not good. So what happened here, the story continues, I can't get homeowner's insurance. I currently have insurance, but they've jacked up the rates so high because his house has been hit with 3 cars.
At a certain point, do you think it's his wife who wanted a new kitchen and a new garage? And he's like so cheap. She's like, oh my God, a car ran through it.
He says, quote, nobody will touch me with the insurance companies unless he wants to pay ridiculous amounts because, again, 3 cars just hit his garage. Now, the city has stopped short of reinstating a guardrail they took out. This is part of the problem. There was a guardrail in front of that T. The city, for some reason, took it out, and then the cars can go right through.
People kept hitting it, and they didn't want to pay to replace it anymore. Like, what?
It was cost effective for the city to get rid of the guardrail.
Good luck with your house.
That is so city bean counter mentality.
That's awesome.
There's cars hitting a guardrail that's saving people's lives, but it's costing us a lot of money with the guardrail.
Think about the rich people, Brian. They don't want to have to pay all that money.
When the guardrail was up, by the way, he says 2 cars hit the guardrail in a single weekend.
That's what I'm saying. They probably thought to themselves, they'll stop before they get to the house. They're not going to make it all the way up a drive. They're going to stop.
Oh,
we don't need this guardrail here.
This is unbelievable. The state guidelines apparently preventing the reinstallation of the original guardrail. So that means some like alderman changed the law unless he gets an envelope of cash to get the guardrail back in, and he won't put it back in. This poor guy's car's coming into his kitchen all the time. So the city actually then offered to buy his house.
That's nice.
So instead of putting up, I don't know,
a guardrail?
There's got to be construction guys out there that know how much a guardrail costs. They offered just to buy his house. And
do what with it? Turn it into a sand pit so cars can have a safe runoff?
If I know that alderman, it's probably put his wife there while his mistress moves in. He's like, it keeps going right through the house, huh?
He's drawn up a Looney Tunes cartoon in his head.
Mr. Gale's reaction was, I lived here for 27 years. The house is paid for. I've put in all kind of improvements. I'm not going to move.
Like a new kitchen and garage.
They only offered him fair market value. He figured it's paid off. I should be able to get a little more. They just offered him probably what like Zillow or Redfin said it was worth. And he wants to put on, if he's going to sell it, he wants to put it on the market and really go for it.
Good Lord.
Oh my God, this poor guy.
It's going to be hard to sell it though.
Well, I know. I feel so bad for him, especially with the insurance, because if a car crashes into your house once, I can see insurance wanting to throw you a bone. When it happens 3 times, they are going to be convinced that it's your fault that cars keep on crashing into your house.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, what do you have, like a runway lit up? What's happening? I have questions.
In his most recent interview, Mr. Gale with News 5 in Cleveland said that they ignore the problem. He's talking about the city. I'm the only one that's ever been hit. He says he paints these signs out there that say, I can't get homeowners insurance right where the guardrail would be, so maybe people see that instead. And they told him to take down the signs.
I don't think a drunk driver is like, oh, well, hold on. I was getting ready to his house. Let me come to my senses. This guy's been going through it.
He said, this sign's going to go somewhere with the one that says the cowards won't talk because they're chicken bleep mother froggers.
Wow.
And there's the end of the story. So really, right now, there's no solution for him. They won't put the guardrail back up. He won't sell him the house.
I'm not leaving.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.